Good morning, everybody. My name is Patrice Kennerson. I am the Veteran Services Coordinator for Central Texas College for the Veteran Services Department here. And I wanted to introduce you again and welcome you to another WebEx meeting for the Veteran Services. Again, I just want to remind everybody that this is, again, another Ask Questions and Informative session. Again, no status checks. If you have any questions regarding the status of your certification, direct those questions to our Veteran Services email address at veteran.services@ctcd.edu. Again, if you have any status questions, um, direct that to the veterans.services@ctcd.edu. Just to recap what we went over last month, specifically what we talked about was the Hazelwood program and what we offer in regards to what we do for Hazelwood students. And specifically what we went over was the requirements and the criteria for Hazelwood and what was needed for veterans and spouses and for children. Children and legacy children, and where you can go to get the application. You can actually go to www.tvc.texas.gov. You can also contact the number at 1-877-898-3833. And you can also go to or email at educationservices@tvc.texas.gov to also retrieve an application. In addition, we also have a point of contact here at Central Texas College. Her name is Stephanie Lopez, and you can either email her at C as in Charlie, Hazelwood at ctcd.edu, and you can also call her at 254-526-1559. Again, that's the information that we went over in regards to Hazelwood. Okay, we have a few items on the agenda today. Pretty much what we want to go over, we have some new programs pretty much that we're offering here at Central Texas College that can be certified under the Veteran Services Program. We also want to give you an update of what's going on with Veteran Services as well. And we also wanted to introduce to what's going on with our work study program. So first item on the agenda is basically I wanted to talk to you about some of the new programs that are being introduced. I know some students have actually called in with inquiries about some of the new programs. So I wanted to give you a list of what we're being or what we're actually going to be certifying as far as new programs. So in case if you had any questions, we'll be more than happy to go ahead and assist you with those questions as well. So some of the new programs that we're basically offering, starting with the associate programs, is that um, um, the Associates of Arts, such as the Art Studio Arts degree, and then is the Art Design Technical track, which is pretty much part of the drama degree, and is the Art Performance track, which is also part of the drama degree. And then there is the Associates of the Applied Science, which is the Diesel Engine Technical degree, as well as the Associates in the Applied Science, which is the Network and Cloud Support and Cybersecurity Associates degree, as well as the Associates in Applied Science, Robotics, and Technology. Those are the new associates, or pretty much the associates degrees that we're going to be certifying now. So if you have any questions in regards to those, we'll be more than happy to answer those questions in regards to certification processes. Some of the certifications that we're going to be certifying now that have come in, such as the air conditioning and refrigeration assistant, baking and cake decorating. Basic Peace Officer is now being offered in semester hours. Child Development Instruction Teaching Assistant. Computer Aid Drafting and Design is now being offered in semester hours, as well as Computer Systems and Technician. A few others: Criminal Justice Correction Specialist, cyber defense and information assurance, global supply chain management specialist, massage therapy, pipe welding, um, clock levels 1 and 2 now being offered, as well as clock hours, as well as semester hours levels 1 and 2, and of course robotic technology. So those are some of the programs now, as well as associates and certifications that are being offered as far as certifications. How are these programs being certified? These programs are being certified is the same as others. If you have any questions as far as specifics with the certification programs, you're more than welcome to contact our school certifying official who certifies the certifications, which is Daniel Reyes. His number is 254 1982. As far as the other associates programs, based on your last name, you would contact a school certifying official associated with each one of those individuals, and their numbers are available. Let me see if I can get those for you, depending upon who they are. If you bear with me one moment. Let's see. Okay. So if your last name falls between A through F, you should be able to get in contact with Mr. Jonathan Flores. His phone number is 254 526 1732. If your last name falls within G through L, you should be able to get in contact with Miss Trinette Jackson. If your last name falls within M through R, you should be able to get in contact with Mr. Jose Lopez. And if your last name falls within S through Z, you should be able to get in contact with Mr. Anthony Spoonmore. So if you have any questions in regards to the certification process, in regards to these new programs, whether it's the associates program or the certification program, these are the individuals that you would need to contact with. Okay, so that handles pretty much the new programs that we have to offer. One of the big items leading into the next agenda that I wanted to talk about was specifically the rounding out process. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this process in particular is that in the past, with the rounding out process, particularly to those students that were in the phase of graduating in the last term, um, usually what the rounding process that took place before in the past would mean is that those who were graduating in their last semester, what rounding out usually means is that, and this usually applies for more applicable for students using the VA benefits. Students who were using VA benefits who were rounding out would mean that they were able to take classes to meet full-time standards, so they would maximize on their full BAH, or basic army housing money. excuse me um, excuse me Basic army housing benefits, so to speak. So when they would round out, they would be able to take any classes in order for them to meet full-time standards, so they would be able to maximize on that money. Well, what is happening now in this case is there's been changes that's going on with the Department of Veteran Affairs, and beginning August 1st this year, 2021, the routing out process has now been retired, or in this case is phasing out. And as of August 21st, veterans who are now using those particular benefits will no longer be able to just choose any particular classes to go ahead and maximize on that benefit. You can still go ahead and round out, but the major difference is you will not be able to just choose any particular class just off of any program, so to say. In order for you to round out specifically, and this is the most important part, you now have to choose classes that are specifically on your degree plan. And this is important. You can't just pick any class anymore to round out. The classes specifically have to be on your degree plan in order for you to round out. And yes, it still has to be within your last semester in order for you to maximize on your BAH, your basic Army housing benefits and funding. So, like I said, normally in the past, students were just able to just pick any classes, whether it was on the degree plan or not. Now things have changed in this case. You can't just pick any class that you could, whether it was on your degree plan or not. Now the classes have to be on your degree plan. Otherwise, Veteran Affairs will not, we cannot certify it. I know one of the major questions will probably be, well, if I pay for the class myself, will VA will be able to certify it? And the answer is still no. The answer is still no. The class has got to be on the curriculum of the degree plan that has been approved by the catalog in accordance to the Department of Veteran Affairs. So when you submit your Veterans Enrollment Certificate, we have to do our due diligence in looking at that Veterans Enrollment Certificate. And accordance to the degree plan that you have on file, we look at the classes. If it's your last term and you are graduating, we look at the classes. And if it falls, particularly this fall semester coming up, and if you're trying to round out and maximize on your BAH, and you're trying to pretty much graduate and you're trying to get full-time status and you want to get that money, and pretty much what you're trying to do is, if you want to go ahead and use that rounding out procedure, all your classes that you listed, if you want to maximize, have to be on your degree plan. And we are going to check to make sure that every class that you listed on your Veterans Enrollment Certificate is, in fact, on your degree plan. If it is not on your degree plan, I hate to tell you this, we cannot certify it because the Department of Veteran Affairs will not approve it. So I just want to make that very clear. Every class that you have selected, if you want to use the rounding out process, beginning August 1st, 2021, going forward, has got to be on your degree plan. Otherwise, it will not be certified. Even if you pay for it out of pocket, we cannot certify it. So I just want to make that very clear. If you want any further questions on that, any sort of, any clarification, you are more than welcome to give us a call at my number, 254-526-1666, or you're more than welcome to email us at veterans.services@ctcd.edu. So, however, they have given us an example. Say, for instance, if there's are extra classes that you haven't taken that are on your degree plan, and you can, or if, say, for instance, if you want to take those extra classes to try and see if you want to maximize on your benefits, you haven't taken them yet, but if they are on your degree plan, now VA says you can actually do that as long as they're on your degree plan. That is the most important thing. They have to fit within your curriculum. If they don't fit within your curriculum, then no, VA will not certify them. And that's the most important issue that I really, really want to stress to you. So, to once again reiterate, as of August 1st, 2021, the rounding out rule has changed. As it was in the past, students were able to go ahead and take any course in their last term when they were graduating to make themselves full time to maximize on their BAH benefits to get that full amount of funding. That is no longer the case. You can still maximize on BAH funding and use the rounding out rule, but now you have to select classes that are within the curriculum and on your degree plan. Otherwise, VA will not certify. Otherwise, we can't certify the classes and VA will not pay for them. Okay. If there's any questions about that, again, you're more than welcome to give us a call, or you can email us and we'll be able to go ahead and answer those questions for you. Um, and like I said, once before, If someone asks, like I said, if you pay for the classes yourself, will VA pay for them or VA certify them? Again, no, VA will not certify the classes, even if you pay for them out of pocket, because those classes have to be on the degree plan. So, okay. So that's pretty much the rounding out rule in a nutshell. Um, so if you have any questions about that, please let us know. Um, the third agenda I wanted to talk about, and I'm not going to be before you long today, but those really are some of the highlights I wanted to touch about. The third agenda I wanted to talk about is that we actually have work study positions open if you're interested. And I wanted to talk to you about some of the criteria that's needed in order for you, if you're interested in working for work study here in the Veteran Services Office, to actually be qualified to work in here, to work for us. You would have to be enrolled at least 3/4 time in either a degree or vocational or on some type of professional program. You do have to have a minimum GPA of about 2.0. You have to have an approved VA education benefits, whether it's Chapter 30, Chapter 31, Chapter 30 Montgomery GI Bill. Let me be specific about that. It's either Chapter 30 Montgomery GI Bill, Chapter 31 Vocational Rehab, Chapter 33 post 9/11, and that's also for veterans as well as dependents. Chapter 35 dependent educational assistance, Chapter 1606 and Chapter 1607 to actually pay for your schooling. The hourly rate is $7.25 per hour, and that is tax free, so you don't have to worry about the IRS taking taxes out of it. You will work up to a maximum of 50 hours every 2 weeks, or 2 weeks maximum. Basically, what you'll be doing is you'll basically be working for the school certifying officials, helping them get files together, helping them certify in some instances, whatever is assigned to you in this case. You'll help them process documents, maintain and organize whatever duties are assigned in this case. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to come by building 215 in either rooms 214 or in my office room 211 to pick up an application. So we do have positions available if you're interested. And like I said, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to give us a call at 254-526-1666. Okay. All right. Oh, and also, so that's all I pretty much I had available for you. Oh, and also I wanted to let you know that our vet success counselors are back on campus, as well as Texas Veterans Commission is also back on campus. If you had any questions for them, so they are here if you need any assistance from them as well. So but for the most part, that's pretty much all I had for you today. Do we have any questions from any of y'all?
Uh, there are no questions on the Facebook side at the moment.
And I have no questions here in the chat either right now. So again, Patrice, thank you. If there is one last word of advice that you wanted to kind of reemphasize with students, go ahead and recap, do that now. So that
Oh,
way
yes.
things can kind of clear things up.
Okay, yes. There is some information I do want to recap. With summer registration going on, I always want to remind students to make sure that you want to get your information in early as soon as possible. As far as those who are using or who are registering for classes, particularly if you're using benefits like chapters 33 post 9/11, vocational rehab. Since you're not required to pay for tuition and fees out of pocket, this is how you can avoid being dropped for non-payment. As soon as you register for classes, if you complete your veterans enrollment certificates, please, please, please give us a call as soon as you can so we can go ahead and make arrangements with the business office so we can try and avoid you being dropped for non-payment. Oh, and also, if you are using chapters Montgomery GI Bill chapter 30 and chapter 35, which is dependent educational assistance, you want to make sure you want to make sure that those classes are paid for as soon as you are registered, because those benefits will kick in after you pay for classes. Those benefits are not the same as Chapter 33 and Chapter 31. You have to pay for those classes out of pocket before you receive any benefits. Those are not the same as Chapter 33 and Chapter 31. Otherwise, you will also be dropped for non-payment. So, yeah, because once again, we're going through the students getting dropped for payment. So we want to do everything we can, to try to help you stay in those classes. And, because summer is a lot is a lot more condensed than it is during the fall and spring. And once that deadline, once the census date comes and goes, then it's very hard to get you back into those classes, especially if it's online, because once that census date's arrived, then we can't get you back in. So again, please, 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 if you're using chapters 33, if you're using chapters 31, you register for classes, you completed your veterans enrollment certificate, again, please let us know as soon as possible so we can do everything we can to make arrangements with the business office. If you're using chapters 30, 35, oh, and also 1606 and 1607, those are the benefits that requires you to pay out of pocket. Please get in contact. Well, I'm sorry. No, don't get in contact with the business office, because I think they're, for what I'm being told, they're not accepting individuals, but you can go online to WebAdvisor and you can make payments online through WebAdvisor. That way, you'll be able to hold your seat. You hold your seat, because from what I'm also hearing, classes are being filled up as quickly as possible. And yeah, and once you start classes online, like I said, during the summer it's condensed. So once that census day arrives, we won't be able to get you back in there. So yes, please, 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 do what you can immediately to try and get back in. That's what I like to try and tell students over and over again. And as soon as you complete your VEC, just let us know so we can do everything we can to try to keep you from being dropped from classes. And again, we're available through live chat. We have our website, excuse me, our email address available if you have any questions in regards to documentation. If you need access to the Veterans Enrollment Certificate, there's two ways you can get it. You can get it through a hard copy. We can send one to you. Um, you can retrieve one through our website, and I can actually show you how you can do that. Let me see if I can. I'm actually going to see if I can get that for you. Hang on 1 second.
Teresa, are you still able to talk? Because we just lost your video. All right, while we're waiting for Patrice to come back, Patrice, we've lost your video, so if you can rejoin us as quickly as possible. You'll see the veterans website link there in the chat. Also, the list of phone numbers. And let me just stress again, veteran services can be reached at 254-526-1666. And there is also a list of all the individuals you can contact by your last name there. If you fall into for example, the last name M to R or S through Z, that kind of thing. So again, we want you to be able to reach out to us and contact them with any questions or any concerns that you may have regarding the Hazelwood or any other benefit or even the work study application. please feel free to reach out to them at 254-526-1666, or you can email veterans.services@ctcd.edu. Again, that email is in the chat link there, in the chat page, veterans.services@ctcd.edu. So I'm not sure if Patrice is going to make it back. So, so we'll go ahead and wrap up this session. Join us again for the next Veteran Services session. It's a recurring WebEx session, which occurs the second Thursday of every month. And so our next session will be in July, and that is scheduled for July 8th. So we'll be back with you with another Veteran Services on July 8th at 10 a.m. The registration link or the sign up link is in our events list on the news page, and you can just click on that and fill your name out, blah blah blah, and you'll be linked in, and you'll get the link to the session, or you can join us here live on Facebook as it will be streamed again. And later on today, this session will be available on YouTube, so our CTC YouTube page, so you can always access it there and kind of recap everything that we talked about. If there's something that you missed, or if there's something you're not sure that you heard quite right, quite wrong, whatever, then you can always access it again on the YouTube channel and revisit it there, which we do with all our CTC live sessions. So again, we appreciate Patrice. We've lost her and we apologize to you. But if you have any questions or concerns about anything Patrice talked about, or any other concerns as far as educational benefits for active duty veterans or dependents, give them a call at 254-526-1666. Okay. So thank you all so much for being here, and we look forward to hearing from you if you have any questions. And then again, join us in July 8th at 10 a.m. for another session where Patrice Kennerson will have more information and different information concerning military benefits and veteran services. Okay. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Take care.